Do you have a brilliant startup idea but are stuck in the launching phase? Are you feeling overwhelmed by funding, marketing, or just where to start? Don't let your startup idea stay grounded. Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
All right, welcome back to On the Cusp. Matt Snyder, my co-host, back with me.
Thank you, Dave.
Another episode. Matt, who's our guest today?
Man, I'm excited about this one. This is my friend James Scotto of Benton Road Auto Repair, soon to be Future Auto Repair. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that.
So you own Benton Road Auto Repair. Your family's owned it for 70 years?
Yeah, since 1955.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a real family business now. Are you the second or third?
Third.
You're the third generation to operate the business.
Yeah, which is nerve-wracking because you know what they say about generational businesses. The first one starts it, the second one grows it, and the third one blows it.
No pressure there.
Yeah.
No pressure. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the business. What is it?
Yeah, so it started off in 1955. My grandfather started off as a Gulf gas station.
Oh, cool.
And it was like one of the last buildings on Benton Road. And it was like 2 lanes, like
I was
levee
going to say,
kind of
where it is,
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty
it
old.
would have been way out.
There was nothing,
Yeah.
but I can remember back in the day, there was nothing but cotton fields
That's it.
around you
Yep.
right there.
Yeah, because
it's not that way anymore.
Even now, it feels, I mean, that new road coming right to you and everything, you're going to be in the middle of everything.
Yeah, it did turn into the middle of the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But yeah,
Everything moved north. That
everything
way.
moved north. And it is still moving north.
It
so,
is going
yep,
further north.
So your grandfather started it as a gas station with a little 1 bay.
Yeah, it had 2 bays back then.
Okay, cool.
And they just did like the full service thing, you know, kind of like you see every now and then, the old school gas stations. He did do auto repair there a little bit, and then as it evolved over time, he did more and more auto repair. And then my dad took it over in the 70s. He turned it into more of a repair shop, and did that until, 2009, around that area. And then I came back and started helping him out with it. So it's been interesting. It's been a journey.
Really?
I never saw myself.
Now you got 14 bays. You're huge over there now.
Yeah, we're moving into a new building next week. Okay. So it's exciting. We're pumped.
But you had a little pivot there early on.
Yeah. There was a fire actually in October of 23. What happened was that the original gas station got bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden we bought the land next to us and put another building over there to make it bigger. And the original building, the gas station that got bigger, it had an electrical issue and burned down, and kind of caused us to consolidate down to 1 building. So we originally had 12 bays, then we moved to 4 bays, which was a huge challenge. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of hard decisions had to be made. A lot of learning that happened.
We on this, we talk about like being entrepreneurs, running businesses, and I can't imagine your business that you run every day being on fire.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like, so just tell me the story. Like, did this happen in the night? Like,
it happened in the middle of the day. It happened like right in the middle of Saturday, actually.
like the business was open?
Yeah. No. I had a couple of guys working that day when it happened, but we weren't open. They were just working to get some jobs done. But yeah, I got a phone call at probably 10 o'clock in the morning. Say, hey, your building's on fire. And I looked up. I was at Home Depot on Airline, and I looked up and I could see a big cloud of smoke from over Green Acres place, the old Green Acres.
So you know it was a serious fire.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It took them a lot of, I forgot how many hours, but it took a long time to get it out. They said it was one of the hardest fires they've had in a while. But so yeah, it was really nerve-wracking.
So you're standing watching your business.
Yeah. So I'm standing there and it's burning down, and all the rest of the team shows up. You know, we're just watching it burn down. Everybody's stuff's inside, and we're just like, oh, I hope they get it out soon. But they didn't, and it was a total loss. But luckily, we didn't have a lot of cars in there, so that was we're grateful for that. But yeah, no, when it was happening, I mean, the first thing you think of is
So did you go through the normal stages of anger, grief, and everything?
Yeah, well, how did you feel?
How did you deal with that? When did you know, okay, we're going to rebuild?
So about 2018, I got involved in a mastermind group in Nashville, and I got a business coach, and I really focused on getting really good at trying to hone my craft as an entrepreneur, right? And so the first thing I did was call my business coach. I was like, hey, what do I do? He's like, just be the leader. This is a time to really rally around, get everybody pumped up, just reassure everybody, focus on what's the next step so you can do effectively to get past it without panicking. And so taking that leadership role was a really good chance to step up.
That's
everybody else is panicking.
There had to be a lot of growing involved in that.
A lot of growth, and a lot of learning curves.
Yep.
That had to happen.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure everybody on the team is looking at you like,
they all went.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody on the team went, I better update my resume.
Yeah. Okay. That they did. And so I just reassured them I was gonna make sure they all were okay. Because at the end of the day, your team's the most important thing. Right. So you got to rally around the people that's rally around you. So
people are key, right?
Critical.
Do you have any challenges finding qualified workforce here in Shreveport-Bossier?
Recruiting's marketing, right? That's all it is. And it takes about 40 hours of recruiting and sourcing to get one top-level technician. So it's a full-time job to do it, but they're here. Shreveport's got a giant pool of really high talented people. They're inside, they're in their own, they're working in jobs, obviously. You're not going to find them at the unemployment line on Indeed, but they're there. And if you can show them the vision of what it could be like, you can get people to come on board. So once they come on board.
I'm happy to hear you say that because, a lot of people, at the BRF, we deal with a lot of economic development projects and everybody throws their hands up and said, oh, we can't do it. We don't have the workforce. And I'm like, okay.
Snow cone makers can't find snow cone makers. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you treat your people and how you present. You're selling your business to a person to come and trust their life with you.
Okay, I got to ask you about this because I'm wrapping my head around 70 years, how different a car was 70 years ago to working on a car today that's full of 1,000 computers.
Car pulls in, you plug it in, okay? It used to be you had the guy out there with the screwdriver and he was going, oh yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah, how do you stay up to date
So that's
on these cars?
That's another big thing about recruiting. It's what kind of value can you bring your team? So I spent a lot of money in training. So I fly people into training. I got Jim Morton coming in. He was a lead. If you're in the auto industry, you know what Vision is. He was a keynote speaker at Vision. I got the technical editor for Motor Edge magazine coming in August to do technical training for us. You've got to constantly be stepping up your game. It's constantly learning. You're not the old school days of go scanning a car and kind of knowing what was going on based off the way it sound or smell, like the old school, that's gone. So it's if you're not constantly changing, because there's been more change in the automotive industry in the last 5 years than there have been in the last 50 years, and it's the slowest rate of change it'll ever be. So it's continuously growing. There's more lines of code in an Escalade than there is an F-22 fighter jet. Their cars are driving themselves.
No way.
Wow. So it's
Wait a minute, say that again.
I've heard this. I don't know the code line, but I've heard that there's more lines of code in a Cadillac Escalade than there is in an F-22 fighter jet.
That's unbelievable.
Because when you're talking about cars that can drive themselves and they're constantly radar, LiDAR, they're looking everywhere, it's responding.
Even electrical cars. Okay? That you can't just pull in with an electrical car and expect somebody to work on it. It's hazardous.
That's the cool thing. When we started talking, I was like, Scotto, do you what cars do you work on? You work on them all. You work on electric cars. You work on European cars.
We do all makes, all models. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I just love
So what's your best story? I got to ask you. Think about it for a second. What's your best story where somebody walked in with a car and you went?
Yeah, what's a crazy what's a crazy day at the auto repair
My car is
shop?
whining, and you go out there when there's a kitten underneath the hood.
Yeah. Okay. So there's hundreds of stories. Some of the big ones that there's so many, it's hard to say, but I could tell you some crazy diagnostic stories.
Yeah, tell us one.
But like, I mean, there was situations where a car would be surging randomly, right? And then they'd bring it in. No one could figure out what it was. No codes, no nothing. There's no direction whatsoever. And then you almost give up, and you're like, hey, just take me on the ride where you're going. And turns out that the person likes to listen to music, and they're just tapping their feet on the accelerator when they're at a red light.
They didn't even realize
along
it.
with the music, and it's surging. Or just like you're dealing with, there's all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
That's all. I was in Austin a few weeks ago, and I'm like walking down the street with Jack, and we're walking, and this car pulls up, and I had to take a double take. No driver, 100% driving itself with things all over it, Ubering people around Austin on South Congress with no driver.
That's awesome.
Like, is unbelievable. Is that the future?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. It's already here. My wife just got a Tesla, and you tell it where to go, and it just makes all the turns. It drives itself. It's awesome.
So does that seems like that would have all kinds of things that would have never been in a car, like, to fix.
Yeah.
Like, so that's a whole new thing you have to learn?
Yeah, like ADAS calibrations, and they're all different. Like how you calibrate the range sensors on cars have changed a lot, and every make has different targeting systems. So you have to have a whole like litany of
Diagnostic equipment.
Yeah, the equipment to recalibrate it. But it's all as we get old, as the market matures, it's consolidating down to where they're actually self-calibrating now. So it's like they're adding more technology in there because not a lot of people take the time and the money to buy all the ADAS equipment and learn how to do it. So there's not scalable. They're starting to do themselves.
Well, you were talking about marketing before. Everything's marketing. What do you do to get your name out in Shreveport, Bossier, so people are coming to you?
So I don't, other than AdWords, basically our biggest focus has been just creating raving fans. Like every single person that comes in, delivering a wowing customer experience. And I believe in the power of three, like the rule of three, say something 3 times, burns your long-term memory. That kind of died a little bit with advertising. But if somebody experiences something 3 times, that's a positive, that's different than the norm, it'll burn into their long-term memory.
And they'll come back. So like the way we talk to people, our digital inspections, detailing the car when it's done, putting little bears with our logo on the car seats for them, gift bags when they pick up the car, just the extra level of attention to detail.
Okay, I want to not get off here without going down this. You're about to really embark on a lot of changes in the business. You have a business that's 70 years old, and you have made a decision to grow and change. Tell me about the thought process of like, okay, I'm about to jump. We're gonna open potentially other locations. What is the thought process from an entrepreneur to be ready to do that 70 years in? Most people would be, even you have been there 15 years.
Yeah.
Why now? Let's go.
I just want to change the way people view the industry. Like auto repair is kind of known as a gutter industry, right? Like it's kind of like stereotypical view of an auto repair shop is the 1954 silver Chevy truck and the two bay gas station with the guy wearing the blue jumpsuit, wiping his hands with a red rag and a wool can on top.
I can fix it.
On every single movie.
Yeah. I got you.
And it's so different. They're like the technology and these things are amazing. We're literally the most complicated pieces of consumer products on the planet. And our goal is to change.
People don't think about that.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably, you just said something. I was sitting there thinking.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The most technical thing you own is sitting in your driveway.
100%. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
I still wish I had my 1966 Ford Mustang because I could work on it.
Yeah.
I can't work on what I'm driving now.
The years of like tinkering on your car in your driveway, like nobody can work on these now, can they?
I mean, you can to an extent. There's a lot of programming that goes in, the special tooling you need to do at this point to recalibrate things that you could do if you had the tooling. But there's a lot of now with the people can take a car and steal it with their cell phone. Like NASTA, the National Association of the NASDAQ, you have to have a credit check. You have to have a background check to be able to start programming these things because they've literally had people hack into a car and drive it on the parking lot with their computer. And the information systems, it's just like a computer in your house. You have to have security on that so people don't hack it and get your information. Same thing on a car. Cars are just, except the house and the computer that has your passwords for your bank stuff, this knows exactly where you go. You know, it tracks everything. It tells you like where you.
And it's sharing it.
It's sharing it, and it's selling it. The manufacturers want to be able to sell that information, just like Google and Facebook want to sell where you go online. Cars want to be able to sell that information too. But
okay, you keep saying cool things and we run down lanes. No, it's me and Dave. More
Yeah,
than you.
we're
So
learning
wait,
here.
Come back to changing the business.
First off, I'm going to change business for two people, two groups. One are customers. I want them to know that I want them to see our industry as the industry it is, which is an extremely fast, technologically advanced industry that's got incredibly talented people that are super smart and not your typical guy who's just covered in oil. We have computers. That's our number one thing we do is look through wiring diagrams all day long. So it's I want to make sure I'm trying to change it where people can see our industry in a technically advanced light that it really is. And on the flip side of that, for the future technicians out there and the future people who want to. First off, I love blue-collar industries. I think it's the best. And I take blue-collar or white-collar any day of the week. It's so much more gratifying homing a craft and getting really good at something because at the end of the day, personal happiness comes from, personal development, right? Like, when you get good at something, you look back, that's what drives happiness. And then if you go to the white-collar, you don't really get that much. But I want to change the view for the future technicians out there to know, hey, look, we're not your old school mom and pop shop that doesn't invest in you, that doesn't create a facility that you can thrive in, that doesn't bring the best talent to come help train you to be the best at what you want to do and create teamwork and grow that. That's kind of
Talk about the facility you're building for the technicians, like the trees and like.
Yeah. It's all in. It's super clean. It's white. It's got air conditioning for all the technicians. I mean, basically, my thought process.
How many employees do you have?
Right now, we have 23.
And you're going to grow to?
Well, as of last week, I had 14. So we hired, over the last 3 months, we've been recruiting, and we have all these people starting the day we move in.
Okay.
So we're blowing.
Now, when do you open up the new facility?
We're going to be moving in next week.
Next week?
Next Wednesday.
This facility, when you walk in, this is not like any auto back side of an auto shop you've ever seen. I mean, it is beautiful, clean, and what you're talking about is taking care of your employees.
Yeah.
This is somewhere you'd be proud to work.
Where do you get most of your employees from?
Shreveport.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got one guy coming in from St. Paul, Minnesota, but it's just Shreveport's got great talent. There's some really great people here.
You get any from Barksdale Air Force Base that are transitioning out?
Every now and then I do, but I haven't grown. I haven't been able to grow since the fire. Mm-hmm. So it's.
So this is it.
This is it. This is the time we're gonna blow it up.
So give me the 5-year. Where is Future Auto Repair in 5 years from now?
Okay, in 5 years, our big, audacious, hairy goal is to be in 4 markets. I want to have, right now I just developed a in-house technician school. I got a technician trainer or coach who's going to be taking green technicians who just have a passion for the industry. And we're, all these years of training and going and flying to all these training classes, we're taking the best training from all these different people and we're putting it into one class that we can do into a short 6-month period. And our goal is to be able to create our own technicians to fuel the growth to the other locations. And we're doing it from high school, from whoever's around this area. So we just want to find people that are passionate about cars, that have a scientifically geared mind, because it's a lot of science that goes into this. Like 85% of everything goes wrong with a car happens with every single car. So like fuel trims are fuel trims, stoichiometry, Boyens law is Boyens law no matter where you're at. Electrons move the same way in a space shuttle as they do in a Pinto. But if you can master the science behind it and get really good at that, everything else falls into place.
Wow, James,
so we're
this
just
is
focusing
really
on that.
incredible. So where's store number 2? Once you get this one opened next week.
I have an area I want to look at, but I don't want to.
You don't want to say,
Yeah,
all right,
not yet.
got it. Hey,
Sorry.
this has been really good. This
That's
is
awesome.
eye-opening, and I'm glad you're in Bossier.
Thank you.
Yeah, and when you, in a couple of years, when you start the growth, I want you to come back on and
Okay.
Yeah,
do
totally.
it again.
Yeah,
and let's
start
talk
talking.
about it.
Talk about the war wounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
All right.
like it.
Well, that's a wrap.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.